What's up everybody, my name is Eline Vera and today I am fixing the mix for your BandLab projects with a big focus on vocal production. We've gotten a ton of submissions, a lot of great stuff was sent over. We'll go through each mix, highlight what is working, what could be improved, and I will show you exactly how I tweak the vocals to take them to the next level. Let's get into it. The first song is Go Go by Aries Wu. Let's have a listen. This track has such a cool energy to it and the vocal already has some great effects added, but with a few tweaks we can definitely clean it up and make the lead vocal really cut through the mix. Aries actually specifically requested to improve the vocal clarity and presence. He says the lead vocal is the most important element, but it currently feels a bit muddy and gets lost in the instrumental. He is looking for it to be more upfront, clear and emotionally present without sounding harsh. One of the first things I do when mixing vocals is carving out a space in the instrumental. Right now, both are sitting in the same mid-range, so the vocal can feel a bit buried. Now, instead of EQing the entire track, I want to be a bit more precise, and that's why I'm going to use Splitter to separate the tracks into vocals, drums, bass, and others. Now I'm going to be focusing most on this others track because this one holds the most melodic instruments that clash most with the vocal. So on this track I'm going to add the visual EQ and dip around 2000 Hz by about -3 dB with a fairly narrow width. That is where the vocal presence lives, so this small cut helps the vocal come forward without sounding too harsh. This is definitely a subtle adjustment, but in my opinion, mixing is about stacking up small changes that make the whole track sound more balanced. Aries already has a solid vocal chain preset, but the vocals do sound a bit chaotic because all of the layers, lead, harmonies and doubles are running through the same type of effects like reverb and delay. So when we solo the lead, you can hear the half note delay tail bleeding into the next line, which makes it harder to focus on the new vocal coming in.
So cold, I ain't drunk in the mountains still show, burning overflow. So stay bell, I'll let you go. Hold over again, shit, baby, that's a daydream.
So first I'll turn that delay off and add a more subtle 8th note delay instead. I'm keeping it light, around 10% mix, roll off the highs and set feedback to about 15% so it doesn't linger on for too long.
You are not a girl that I used to know. Now you're telling me they had to go. You are not a girl that I used to know. Now you're telling me they had to go.
Now I'll bring the half note delay back, but with more control. Feedback around 8%, more high cut and a lower mix at about 5%.
You are not a girl that I used to know. Now you're telling me they had to go. You are not a girl that I used to know.
Next, and this is an important one, I'm going to automate it so the delay only pops through in the spots that I want, while the rest of it stays sounding clean and subtle.
Now you're telling me they had to go. You are not a girl that I used to know. You are not a girl that I used to know. Found myself in love, but I still let you go. Now you're telling me they had to go. Heartbroken, feel the soul, let it go.
Aries mentioned the mix feels a bit flat and narrow, and right now all the backing vocals are sitting dead center, which keeps the stereo image pretty tight. While the lead should stay in the middle, we can pan the doubles and backing vocals left and right to open things up. Since Aries didn't record doubles for every part, we'll use Voice Changer to generate an extra pair of backing vocals and then pan them out for width.
Now you go, let me solo, heart so cold, now you drown in slow-mo. Tears don't show, but it'll overflow. So just stay back, but I let you go.
I'm also completely removing the delay on these backing vocals because I don't want them to compete with the lead. And shaping them with a graphic EQ, rolling off some highs so they sit further back in the mix.
Now you go, let me solo, heart so cold, I drown in slow-mo. Tears don't show, but it'll overflow. So just stay, but I'll let you go.
With these tweaks, the chorus already feels so much wider and more powerful.
Still let you go. Now you go, let me solo, heart so cold, I drown in slow-mo. Tears don't show, but it'll overflow. So just stay, but I'll let you go.
There are a bunch of ad-libs throughout this track, and I think it would be fun to treat them a little differently depending on their role in this song. That way they all hit harder and add more character. We've got some rap ad-libs, hype ad-libs,
Wait, what? Huh?
and then these higher octave ad-libs as well.
Look now, cross out. I get breakdown, I just come around.
Starting with the rap ad-libs, since these come in so often, we don't want them competing with the lead vocal too much. Instead, I'm going to heavily filter them using visual EQ to cut out all of the lows and highs while boosting a bit around 2 kHz. This almost gives them that phone call effect, which works great here. And finally, I'll pan them a bit to the left and the right to set them apart even more. Now moving on to the hype ad-libs, I want these to really lift the chorus. And to make them hit harder, I'm going to layer them with voice changer, panning those doubles hard left and right, and then adding an exciter to brighten the highs. This way they cut through the mix even at a very low volume.
What? Huh? What? Wait. What? Huh? What? Wait. What? Huh? What? Wait. What? Huh? What? Huh? What? Wait.
Now for the higher octave ad-libs, what works great with these types of ad-libs is making them really spacey and tuning them really hard. I'm cranking auto pitch to 100% on the modern rap setting, which also adds a lower octave that I'll tuck back to around 70% in volume. Next, I'm throwing on a doubler for a bit more width, and I'm turning the depth all the way down and increasing the speed to about 60%. Now where this style of ad-lib really comes into play is with the delay and reverb. So for the delay, a really popular pattern that's used a lot is an 8th note tempo sync delay. So we're going to adjust the one that's already on here to that. I'm increasing the feedback and mix until I like what I hear. To make this vocal really vibey and spacey, I'm going to add the vocal verb and use the chamber setting, increasing the size and the mix a bit. a really cool trick I'd like to add here is some automation on the penning. It really adds a lot and keeps the listener entertained. We're almost there, so lastly, I'm going to go back to the other track and add the same studio reverb we've been using on our lead vocal. This is going to put the instruments in the same sonic space and connects the instrumental mix more to our vocal mix. This is what the track sounded like before. And this is what it sounds like now. And that's a wrap for today's video. Before I go, I do want to give a quick shout out to a brand new feature BandLab just launched, which is called AutoMix. It's BandLab's AI song mixer, and it automatically adjusts levels and panning to give you a clean, balanced mix. All you have to do is open Mix View, scroll down until you see AutoMix, and right there you can choose between 8 genres and you can pick the one that matches your track. AutoMix then instantly gives you a polished starting point that you can either keep as is or tweak it however you like. If you've already got a BandLab membership, you can unlock it right away, and if not, there's a 3-day trial to test it out. Definitely worth checking out. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or ideas for future videos you'd like to see on this channel, drop them below and I'll try my best to answer. My name is Eline Vera, here with BandLab. I'll see you in the next one, and keep creating music.